South Korea's latest mystery thriller Somebody is finally out. Once again, Korean directors push boundaries fearlessly. This time, it's a chilling tale of a mother forced to show fierce love simply because her daughter was born different, but she gravely underestimated the terror of a natural-born monster and spiraled into a bottomless abyss. The film's morally shocking and highly sensitive theme sparked controversy the moment it was released. What disturbed viewers the most? Many expected the protagonist to pay for her sins, but the film defied that expectation. The ending completely flipped what everyone assumed. And the real shocker? The story kicks off with high-intensity scenes. Two little girls sat together, chatting as they waited to be picked up. Suddenly, So-hyun suggests to Ji-ah that they practice holding their breath since neither of them can swim well. Then, without warning, she clamps her hand over Ji-ah's mouth. Realizing she couldn't breathe, Ji-ah panicked and scratched So-hyun's fingers. Just then, So-hyun's father arrives. Playing innocent, So-hyun blames Ji-ah for hurting her. Her dad, seeing the scratch, apologizes to So-hyun's mom, but Yeon-eun doesn't pursue it. One look at her daughter's expression, and she knows So-hyun started it. Just weeks before, Yeon-eun had gotten a complaint from a neighbor So-hyun had thrown a pet off the balcony. At first, seeing her daughter's angelic face, Yeon-eun assumed it was an accident, but So-hyun showed zero remorse. That's when Yeon-eun realized she had no idea how to raise this child. What she didn't realize: letting things slide would only make it worse. Soon, the school called. The teacher said So-hyun seemed to deliberately try hurting classmates. Footage from the classroom surveillance was chilling. The school had no choice but to expel her. That's when Yeon-eun started to feel a deep, creeping dread. But before she could decide what to do, something terrifying happened. The next morning, groggy and half asleep, Yeon-eun opened her eyes only to see So-hyun standing silently by the wall, staring at her. She looked down. A fresh scar had appeared on her thigh.
많이 아파?
네가 그런 거야?
네.
One horror after another, Yeon-eun began to suspect her daughter had antisocial personality disorder. To prevent further incidents, she locked all knives away and began locking her bedroom door at night. Hearing the news, Yeon-eun's mother rushed over to help. She wanted to ease Yeon-eun's stress so she could keep working, but Yeon-eun remained on edge. She had nearly died, after all. Desperate to keep a close eye on So-hyun, she used her job as a swimming coach as an excuse, keeping her daughter in her sights at all times. Despite all her efforts, she still couldn't prevent what came next. When So-hyun saw her mom talking kindly to Ji-ah, jealousy instantly took over. One day, when Ji-ah was waiting alone, So-hyun decided to take revenge, leading to the chilling scene at the beginning of the film. Under immense psychological stress, Yeon-eun turned to the church with her mother to calm her nerves. The next morning, she took So-hyun to see a psychiatrist, but the doctor had no solution, only one piece of advice: stay alert, always. On the way home, So-hyun snapped. She hated going to the clinic and insisted there was nothing wrong with her.
친구가 싫다고 하면 하지 말아야 되는 거야.
왜? 자꾸 하지 말라고만 해요?
김소연.
내 맘대로 아무것도 못해. 왜?
Wanting to comfort her daughter, her own flesh and blood, Yeon-eun secretly went up into the mountains to buy live poultry, just to let So-hyun release her urges in the storage shed. Yeon-eun thought once her daughter vented her frustration, she'd start acting like a normal child. But again, she underestimated her. The next day, Yeon-eun ran into Ji-ah by chance, only to see the girl flinch and back away in fear. Alarmed, Yeon-eun pulled her into her office and asked what happened. Through Ji-ah's trembling words, she learned the truth. So-hyun never stopped her revenge. She bullied Ji-ah anytime she got the chance. And even though Ji-ah had been suffering in silence, Yeon-eun didn't apologize. Instead, she stared her down and coldly interrogated her.
엄마나 유치원 선생님들한테 수연이가 괴롭힌다고 말했어?
아니에요. 말 안 했어요.
앞으로도 다른 사람들한테 말하면 안 돼. 수연이가 다시는 못 그러게 혼낼게. 약속해줘, 말 안 한다고.
약속할게요.
Just as they were about to leave, So-hyun appeared and witnessed the scene, Ji-ah treating her mom as a protector. Furious, So-hyun stormed off. Yeon-eun tried to hold her back, but So-hyun started screaming uncontrollably. Unable to calm her, Yeon-eun locked her daughter in a supply room and said she'd pick her up after work. But seeing Ji-ah again left her deeply unsettled. As So-hyun banged on the locked door, a swimming coach heard the noise. By the time she opened the door, So-hyun had transformed without saying a word. She rushed straight toward the pool. What Yeon-eun never expected was that, in just the blink of an eye, So-hyun had already led Ji-ah to the edge of the pool. Alarmed, Yeon-moon rushed forward. She thought her shout might stop So-hyun, but to her shock, So-hyun suddenly shoved Ji-ah into the water in front of everyone. Though Ji-ah narrowly survived, she was left unconscious from nearly drowning. As Ji-ah's furious mother lashed out, all Yeon-moon could do was whisper "I'm sorry" over and over. In the parking lot, Yeon-moon finally lost control. She demanded to know why her daughter would do such a thing, but instead of an answer, So-hyun shot back coldly, "Aren't mothers supposed to protect their daughters?" The question stunned Yeon-moon. She couldn't believe what her daughter had become. Maybe So-hyun had sensed her mother no longer loved her. Hurt and angry, she walked home alone. Just when Yeon-moon was still at a loss for how to handle things, something even more infuriating happened. Back at home, she went looking for So-hyun but noticed her own mother's hand was injured. She soon learned So-hyun had caused it. Without a word, Yeon-moon stormed off and smashed open the locked door only to be terrified by what she saw inside.
김소영, 내려놔 칼.
내가 가장 소중하다면서 나밖에 없다면서 내가 도망갈 때 그냥 줬잖아요. 나 버리려고 했잖아. 다 거짓말쟁이. 지옥은 엄마가!
Shaken but determined, Yeon-moon tried to take the knife away from her daughter, but So-hyun slashed her instead. In that moment, something inside Yeon-moon shattered completely. After a long, agonizing struggle with herself, Yeon-moon made a final decision. She would put an end to their miserable lives. In the middle of the night, she took So-hyun to the pool. When So-hyun let her guard down, Yeon-moon forced her to feel the fear of not knowing how to swim. Realizing her mother's true intent, So-hyun scrambled to escape. But Yeon-moon, despite her wounded hand, dragged her daughter down into the water with her. As blood streamed from her injury, Yeon-moon's strength faded fast. Sensing her mother weakening, So-hyun shoved her away and swam to the surface, leaving her mother to sink to the bottom and end it all. The scene shifts 20 years later. Kim Min now works for a cleaning company. She's broke and struggling, often pocketing small valuables while on the job. But one day, just as she's about to slip a wallet into her bag, she's spotted through the window by a girl named Hae-young. Luckily, Hae-young turns out to be a new part-time hire. When questioned by the team leader, she shares that her entire family died in a house fire when she was a child, and she grew up in an orphanage. The others are moved by her story and tell her that Kim Min also grew up in an orphanage. Surely, she'll treat Hae-young like a little sister, but Kim Min is cold and distant, clearly used to being on her own. Fate, however, seems determined to make her suffer. That evening, Kim Min returns home, only to find that Hae-young is now her roommate. The team leader explains that the company is short-staffed, and since Hae-young hasn't found a place to stay, they had no choice but to let her stay in the dorm temporarily. She asks Kim Min to be understanding, but Kim Min is already frustrated. She notices Hae-young's underwear tossed carelessly around, hair left in the sink drain, and worst of all, Hae-young wearing her clothes without permission. Kim Min is left speechless. At work, Hae-young keeps trying to get close to her intentionally or not. Used to being alone, Kim Min finally gave a hint. "You've been looking for a place for quite a while now, haven't you?" Clearly hoping Hae-young will take the message and leave. But instead of backing off, Hae-young goes straight to the team leader and plays the victim, trying to gain sympathy. The team leader gently explains to her that Kim Min isn't cold-hearted for no reason. As a child, she was almost killed by her mentally ill mother. Somehow, she survived and grew up, only to fall into a toxic relationship. Her boyfriend didn't want her to keep the baby, but Kim Min refused. She believed the child had the right to live. After that, the boyfriend began harassing and threatening her. Worn down by life, Kim Min had lost all hope and warmth. After sharing Kim Min's tragic past, the team leader urges Hae-young to be more understanding, and Hae-young doesn't give up. Learning that it's Kim Min's birthday, she bakes a cake with the team leader. For a moment, Kim Min seems genuinely touched, but after a few drinks, with the team leader clearly drunk, Hae-young opened up admitting she wished the team leader could treat her like a mother, but Kim Min sees right through her. To her, it's all just a ploy to secure long-term housing. Realizing her scheme has been exposed, Hae-young's face changes instantly. She pulls out the wallet Kim Min stole earlier and uses it as leverage. "Mind your own business, if you know what's good for you." And just when Kim Min thinks it can't get worse, the next day, the team leader tells her that Hae-young came crying to her in the middle of the night. Kim Min is furious and speechless. During work, she notices Hae-young's careless attitude and decides it's time to speak up. As a senior, she tries to discipline her, but Hae-young no longer shows her any respect. Just as tensions are about to boil over, Kim Min's ex-boyfriend suddenly shows up demanding she abort the baby, but Kim Min has made up her mind. She'll raise the child on her own, no matter what. When her ex-boyfriend got physical, She grabbed a putty knife to defend herself, but she was clearly no match for him. In that critical moment, Hae-young hurls a radio at the man's head but ends up getting beaten herself. Thankfully, patrolling officers arrived just in time, and the two women narrowly escaped the nightmare. Maybe it was the shared trauma, but Kim Min gradually began to let go of her prejudice toward Hae-young. However, the next day while cleaning, she noticed something strange. Hae-young's bag was hidden under the bed. Driven by curiosity, Kim Min decided to take a look. What she found left her completely puzzled. The notebook was filled with drawings of girls' faces, and inside the bag were multiple cell phones. Then she noticed something tucked behind one of the phone cases. Seizing the moment before Hae-young entered the room, Kim Min quickly took the paper and walked off as if nothing had happened. When she unfolded it, she realized it was just a picture of 3 girls, with the background showing the name of an orphanage. Her instincts told her something wasn't right. Hae-young was hiding something. Just as she planned to investigate, shocking news hit her. Her scumbag ex-boyfriend had been admitted to the ICU. Even more unbelievable, his mother had something to say to her.
새벽에 우리 준섭이 불러낸 게 무슨 소리야? 저 아니에요. 사고 전 마지막 발신자가 너 맞잖아. 너잖아. 너 뭔가 알고 있지? 말해봐.
부자 되세요. 많이 늦은 것 같습니다.
Still confused and shaken, Kim Min rushed home and told Hae-young that the boyfriend had just died. Though Hae-young seemed surprised at first, the next second, she smiled.
잘 됐네. 그럼 이제 언니 괴롭힐 사람 없는 거잖아요.
마지막으로 연락한 사람이 나야. 날 만나려고.
그래서요? 만났어요?
무슨 소리야? 나 그런 적 없어.
그럼 아무 문제 없는 거잖아요.
Seeing how calm, even happy Hae-young was, Kim Min's doubts grew. The following day, she secretly called the orphanage. What she heard left her stunned. The girl named Hae-young had actually died in a fire at the orphanage 10 years ago. Determined to uncover the truth, Kim Min sneaked into the orphanage records room. Digging through the old files, she confirmed it. The real Hae-young had died. Among the 3 girls in the photo, only one had survived. Sensing she had been discovered, Kim Min quickly snapped a photo of the survivor's record and made a fast exit. Now certain that Hae-young had been using a fake identity, Kim Min waited until both she and the team leader were asleep. She slipped into Hae-young's room to find clues to her real motives. But suddenly, Hae-young appeared behind her. Kim Min didn't hide it anymore. She directly confronted her. "Who are you really?" Seeing Hae-young start to panic, Kim Min pressed further. "Did you have anything to do with my boyfriend's death?" Realizing her secret was out, Hae-young finally confessed. She had heard from the team leader that Kim Min had been tormented by her ex. Wanting to get closer to her, she had already decided to help. The night he attacked them both, that was the last straw. Learning the truth, Kim Min was horrified. She couldn't accept this kind of friendship. Feeling unappreciated and enraged, Hae-young suddenly smothered Kim Min with a towel until she lost consciousness. What terrified Kim Min even more came the next day. As she stepped out of the room, she saw Hae-young acting perfectly normal, except her knife was subtly aimed at the team leader's chest. It was a silent warning. Don't try anything. To make sure Kim Min would never resist again, Hae-young reported her for stealing the wallet right to their supervisor. Blow after blow, Kim Min finally snapped. While Hae-young was out, she told the team leader everything, but no matter how convincing her story sounded, the team leader didn't believe her. All the evidence pointed to Kim Min as the problem. Left with no other option, Kim Min tried confronting Hae-young herself, but as soon as she entered the room, she was hit by thick smoke. Unable to breathe, she quickly stumbled back out. The team leader rushed over and asked what was going on, and in the very next second, although Kim Min didn't see who kicked her, deep down, she was certain it was Hae-young. Fearing that the team leader might be next, Kim Min tracked down the surviving girl from the orphanage fire using the information she had gathered. When the elderly woman looked up at her, the truth slowly came into focus. Hae-young was actually So-hyun. Years ago, after nearly being killed by her own mother, So-hyun left her grandmother and entered an orphanage alone. There, she became close friends with 2 girls, and the 3 formed an inseparable bond. One day, her grandmother came looking for her, but not wanting to be taken back, So-hyun begged her friends to lie for her. Under pressure from the headmistress, one of the girls eventually revealed So-hyun's hiding place. That betrayal hit So-hyun hard and sparked her desire for revenge. One night, she snuck back into the orphanage and, while the 2 girls were sleeping, set their room on fire. Only one friend died in the blaze. To hide her crime, So-hyun stole the dead girl's identity, her grandmother. Blaming herself, stopped searching and took in the surviving girl to atone for her guilt. Meanwhile, the supervisor at the cleaning company had secretly been investigating. She discovered that So-hyun's resume was fake, and that it was So-hyun who had caused the team leader's injury captured clearly on surveillance footage. With her secret exposed, So-hyun eliminated the supervisor on the spot. To keep things under control, she quickly picked up the team leader from the hospital. Kim Min, hearing about this, rushed back to the dormitory. So-hyun arrived shortly after. At first, Kim Min thought maybe everything was fine, but the blood on So-hyun's face said otherwise. A chill ran through her. Confronted by Kim Min, So-hyun finally unleashed everything inside. She declared that if she couldn't receive love, then she would destroy everything instead. To break Kim Min's will, she flung open the bathroom door. Inside the tub lay the lifeless body of the team leader. Overwhelmed by grief, Kim Min screamed and sobbed. Coldly, So-hyun opened a gas canister and began dousing the room with gasoline. Kim Min could take no more. But just as she was about to be tied up and dragged away, she noticed something. The team leader was still alive. Thinking fast, Kim Min provoked So-hyun, trying to draw her attention away from the bathroom.
너도 자격이 없으니까 그냥 여기서 싹 다 불타 죽자.
As she attempted to carry the team leader out, So-hyun rose and stabbed her. Kim Min, despite being pregnant, fought back with everything she had. When she saw the knife in So-hyun's hand get caught on the gas stove, she grabbed So-hyun's arm and twisted the stove's gas valve. But even that wasn't enough to finish So-hyun. She later stumbled to a riverside. Gazing at her scarred reflection in the water, she suddenly saw an illusion. Her mother. Terrified by the vision, she began apologizing, desperate and shaken. But instead of anger, her mother embraced her tightly, asking softly, "Do you want to come with me?"
그럴 거야?
거기는 이렇게 고통스러워할 일도 널 괴롭게 할 일도 없을 거야.
But in the very next moment, So-hyun pushed her away, because deep down, she still preferred the pain of being alive.
사람들은 고통을 느낄 때 제일 솔직해요. 그걸 보면 마음이 편안해져.
수아나.
지혁은 엄마나 가.